What's going on, guys? Today I'll be doing a review on the HomePod connected to my iMac over Airplay. And I'm going to go ahead and try and keep this short and sweet. And I'm going to go ahead and go over some of the issues that I didn't see in other videos or articles before buying the HomePod. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so issue number one is going to be the HomePod disconnecting from the Mac after it falls asleep due to inactivity. So anytime that happens, the HomePod will disconnect and the Mac will switch back to the internal speakers. A way to get around this, or at least lower the amount of time it takes to switch back, is to have your volume control on your menu bar so you can quickly toggle back to the HomePod. So that's issue number one. Issue number two is going to be the lag that comes with the HomePod with Airplay for a few categories. So I have video games, which I'm going to go ahead and show you guys here. The playback from Heroes of the Storm. Anytime you use abilities, there is quite a big delay, about 3 seconds from that I've averaged for the gameplay and the audio. So I have a few clips here. Alright, here the minions come, here I go. So, as you can see, I was able to completely get out of battle before the sound of the ability even hit. So, that's kind of what to expect when you're playing, which is really unfortunate. Other issues with lag are going to be with music playback. So I'm going to go ahead and push play here. I have Spotify open, but I've also used iTunes with the same results. So I'll go ahead and you'll hear me click play with my keyboard, and you'll see the delay for the HomePod. So here we go. Alright, so yeah, about 3 second delay when you press that button there. So that's kind of a downside with Airplay. Now with streaming services, I've noticed there's not much lag with Netflix, Amazon Prime, YouTube is pretty good. Alright, so I'll have a YouTube clip here from Lord of the Rings, so I'm going to go ahead and play this. The lag here isn't so obvious as well, so again, this is pretty good.
Nor would he have you give up hope. You carry a heavy burden, Frodo. Don't carry the weight of the dead.
You will follow me. Skalathon, the heart of Elvendom on earth, realm of the Lord Celeborn and of Galadriel, Lady of Light.
Up until you start skipping around the video, that will cause some issues. And the only service that I noticed a pretty big delay, the 3 second delay, was with my cable streaming provider. So I use Spectrum, and they have a website where you can go ahead and stream cable, and that does have the 3 second delay, which is really unfortunate.
We tried to create a little sitting room, and then your bathroom.
There you go. So that was a perfect example of how much it lags. But hopefully, all these issues, which are related to Airplay, will be fixed in the coming future. Hopefully in iOS 12 or the next Mac OS. Or maybe just standalone updates. Hopefully that would be the best option, because I don't really feel like waiting until September or even October for these updates. Alright, so this is part 2 of the review that will be going over the physical dimensions of the HomePod versus a general set of speakers that you may find out there. So on the left I have an old pair of Insignia 2-to-1 speakers, very generic looking, and on the right obviously the HomePod. Right away you'll see the height difference between the two. But the HomePod is a little bit more round and a little bit more wide and a little bit deeper in terms of depth. Now, cable-wise, you have one power cable for the HomePod, that's it, and the 3 usual cables that you'll find with a generic set of speakers there. And again, I wanted to really emphasize the size comparison for the HomePod, because a lot of the images out there make it seem much bigger than it is. But as you can see here, it's very comparable to a general set of speakers that you may currently have. So again, It's not going to take up more space or look a little bit too big on a computer desk. It's going to be very similar. And again, once they get the fix out, so you can get you can pair two up. I'll go ahead and get another HomePod for the left side. But right now, just rocking the solo HomePod on the right. I hope this review was helpful. And again, if you liked it, give it a like down below. If not, hit that thumbs down button twice for me. Have a good one, guys.